Hello students, today I am going to teach you motion, class 9, chapter 1. So what is motion? First you have to understand the term motion. So when an object changes its position from one place to another, then an object is said to be in motion. For example, here is an object A. It reaches B. That means some force is applied and the object changes its position from A to B. Then the body is said to be in motion. Then the types of motion. So what are the types of motion? Number 1 is rectilinear motion. Number 2 is circular motion. Number 3 is rotational motion. Number 4 is to and fro motion, to and fro or oscillatory or periodic motion. So mainly there are 4 types of motion: rectilinear motion, circular motion, rotational motion, to and fro or oscillatory or periodic motion. These 3 names are different, but these 3 are only one type of motion. The first one is rectilinear motion. What is rectilinear motion? When the motion is occurred in a straight line, then it is known as rectilinear motion. That means the motion in a straight line is known as rectilinear motion. Come to circular motion. The motion in a circular path. The motion in a circular path is known as circular motion. For example, the motion of the wheel of the car. See, this is a car, for example. These are the wheels. So, here the wheel of the car is moving in a circular path. Here also rectilinear motion is also occurring. That means the wheel of the car is moving in circular motion as well as in rectilinear motion. Then what is rotational motion? A simple example is motion of a fan. That means the motion about an axis is known as rotational motion. All planets are revolving around the sun. That means there is an axis in which the planets are revolving around the sun is also an example of rotational motion. For example, fan. This is an axis about which the fan is moving or rotating. So, this is the simple example of rotational motion. Then to and fro or oscillatory and periodic motion. For example, here we can take a support and this is a simple pendulum and this one is known as bob. So, when the motion is like this, again it moving to position B, here O, here A, and again it comes to A, then we can say that it completes one oscillation. And this motion is known as oscillation or oscillatory motion. So mainly there are 4 types of motion. So everybody understood what is motion and what are the types of motion? Then come to what is velocity. Already I have told about in the previous class about the displacement. What is velocity? The rate of change of displacement. The rate of change of displacement is known as velocity. So what is velocity? The rate of change of displacement is known as velocity. And everybody remember that when there is a word rate in physics, when there is a word rate, that means divided by time. So what is velocity? Velocity is represented by V. Velocity is represented by V is equal to displacement by time. So what is the formula of velocity? Velocity is equal to displacement by time. So what is the unit? There are two systems of unit. One is SI system of unit, that means International Standard of Unit, and another one is CGS system of unit. And in MKS unit is come under SI units. MKS, M for meter, K for kg, and S for second. This one is used for the higher version of unit. So in MKS unit, the unit of velocity is meter per second. Similarly, the lower version of unit is CGS. C for centimeter, G for gram, and S for second. And in CGS system of unit, the unit of velocity is centimeter per second. Since displacement is a vector quantity, so velocity is also a vector quantity. Then come to acceleration. What is acceleration? So the rate of change of velocity is known as acceleration. The rate of change of velocity is known as acceleration. It is represented by small a. Since velocity is a vector quantity, so acceleration is also a vector quantity. Acceleration is a vector quantity. And vector quantities are represented by a arrow. We know that what is a vector quantity? Vector quantity has magnitude as well as direction. That's why we are putting an arrow upon the arrow. So what is the formula of acceleration? The acceleration A is equal to change in velocity by time is equal to, this implies A is equal to V by T. So what are the units now? In MKS unit, meter per second square. and in CGS unit centimeter per second square. So your question is now how it will be meter per second square. So see, from here the formula is v by t, and we know that the velocity, the unit of velocity is meter per second divided by the unit of time is second. Now I can write it as meter divided by second square. So is equal to meter per second square or meter into second inverse 2, or it can be written as meter into second inverse 2. Here centimeter into second inverse 2. And another point is negative acceleration is known as retardation. So remember this point. Negative acceleration is known as retardation. So now we will discuss what is uniform motion and what is non-uniform motion. Differentiation between uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Uniform motion and non-uniform motion. So let me explain. What is uniform motion? When an object covers equal distance in equal interval of time, then it is known as uniform motion. Similarly, what is non-uniform motion? When an object covers unequal distance in equal interval of time, then it is known as non-uniform motion. Then write down the first point. When an object covers equal distance in equal interval of time, then the motion is known as uniform motion. What is non-uniform motion? When an object covers unequal distance in equal interval of time, then the motion is known as, or motion of the body is known as non-uniform motion. So what are the examples? When an object is said to be in uniform motion. Number 2 is example. So when an object or an object said a car is moving 2 kilometers in every 10 minutes. That means in every 10 minutes the car is covering 2 kilometers. Understood? Then number 2 is any freely falling body. Any freely falling body. Or example, when a car is moving in a highway, then also its speed is not uniform. That means non-uniform velocity, non-uniform motion. That is also non-uniform motion. Then the graph. Number 3 is graph. When we will take the graph of uniform motion, it will be a straight line. And here the graph will be a curved line. Time, velocity. In x-axis we take time, and in y-axis we take velocity. This is a curved line. That means in uniform motion the nature of the curve is a straight line, and in non-uniform motion the nature of the curve is a curved line. So now it's for today. The class is over, and if there is any doubt you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you. Have a nice day.